Welcome back, guys. So today we're gonna have a bit of a long vlog. Let me explain it as quickly as I can. So it's the day before March the 1st. That means the new registration's coming out. More importantly, that means I'm getting PhatG. So tonight I've been invited to the VIP event with Harley Davidson. Cut a long story short, loads of dudes and girls having their new bikes. All the bikes are being presented to them. So it's gonna be quite a good shindig. I'm gonna take you guys down and show you what it's like. And then tomorrow we are taking PhatG out. So I'll be giving you some live feedback on how that bike feels, talking to you about the 240 rear, height of the handlebars, suspension's going to be a big one. I've got a little bit of hesitation, I must admit. But the plan was last weekend I was going to take PhatG out. However, when the guys said to Adrian, so Adrian is the guy that details the bike, when they said Mark was going to take it out before they were going to present it back to me, so it would have meant that he'd had to have detailed it again. It didn't go down too well, so I thought I'd leave that alone, so we'll do it anyway. Tomorrow's a good day, it's good weather, and then the rest of the week's absolutely rubbish, so timing's okay. So without further ado, let's get down to Shaw's, but I gotta change out of this because it's really corporate. 2 secs. Boom, that's a bit better. So all camoed up, ready to go, off to join the army. See you in a bit. Boom, so just got access to the workstation. I'm in here all alone. Check this out. So we're gonna see all the rest of the bikes now up at Harley Davidson. I'm gonna start playing with some bikes, probably not, 'cause I don't know what I'm doing. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go and do this. I know what you're thinking, that was an awkward transition. So it's day 2, it's March the 1st, it's time to pick up PhatG. Insurance is all covered. I'm going to talk about that today actually. The time now, just looking at my screen, it is 20 to 9. Can I count? Can I tell the time? 20 to 9. So I plan to pick the bike up at 9:30. I've got to ride down on the iron that the guys lent me at Shaw's. And yeah, let's get on with it. So let's hit the road and get on the iron.
And we are back. So one of the things I want to touch on, guys, before we get on PhatG is the insurance situation. So I asked the guys and it's now Sykes Harley Davidson, that was made very clear last night, not Shaw's anymore. But having a chat with the guys, I was very conscious of all the things that I've seen on social media recently, and especially with people having accidents or the unfortunate scumbags stealing their bikes, and the absolute rigour they have to go through just to get their claim sorted. And I'll put my hands up to this. In the past, when I first insured my bike, I went as cheap as possible. I think a lot of people do. Kind of seen what happens when you go cheap and cheerful, and it ain't pretty. I was recommended to go with Harley Davidson insurance. Now, I want to make it really clear and hopefully obvious, I didn't get any super duper discounts or anything like that. I paid the normal rates. And I must admit, with PhatG, it's got a lot of bling on it. It's got a lot of bolt-ons, a lot of work, a lot of labour put into it, and overall I paid £608, fully comprehensive, as I said, through Harley Davidson, which is underwritten by Carol Nash, and I was happy. I was genuinely really happy with that. I got 2 years no claims. I'm 37 years old. I was expecting a lot more, and beforehand I went on the comparison websites, and the cheapest provider was coming up with a quote of, I think it was £550. So cut a long story short, 50 quid extra gives me good peace of mind. And I was going to add, with the Harley Davidson insurance, I'm covered on all Harleys now, fully comp, and any other non-Harley bike I'm covered as well, but I think that's third party. Other thing that I need to add as well, what I've seen with other insurance providers is that if you have a collision and your bike needs repair, you know, I know of places in the UK, 4 Dimensions I think they're called, they're a massive factory, loads of technicians in there, and they just get all these different brands of bikes that have unfortunately had accidents, go there and they're just all bolted back together pretty botchily as well. Did I just make that word up? Botchy. That's what I meant. And I know at least with the Harley Davidson insurance, if in the event of an unfortunate accident, which would be painful, I know I can say to them, right, I want my bike to go to Sykes Harley Davidson, and it'll get sorted out by Joey, the same guy that put my bike back together with all the original parts. So yeah, again guys, it's just peace of mind. I can't go on about this enough. I just think sometimes we buy these really nice expensive things, and this bike is the third most no, not this bike, but PhatG is the third most expensive thing I've bought in my life, and you need to look after it. So moral of the story, don't wait to get bitten. Please pay out for good insurance. It's worth it. Ba 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 ba, getting excited, getting excited. Yeehaw, let's collect the bag. So here we go guys, this is the maiden voyage. Got a bit of an audience here, there's no pressure. Here we go. So, on PhatG, let's take it for a test run and let the good times roll. So the first minute or so on the bike, what does it feel like? It feels like a freaking monster, if I'm honest. These bars, guys, honestly, when you're riding it, it's just such a chunky thing. But body positioning for me is great. I'm slightly leaning forwards, hands are at shoulder height, so it's all the things that I likey. But coming up to the roundabout, let's see what PhatG is like. Some people have concerns about having 240 at the rear. Kind of get that in a way. But let's see what this is like with the bars. So leaning in. Honestly guys, not an issue at all. I'll do a full 360. Keeping my right indicator on. It's easy. Absolutely easy. So at this point, what I would say, if anyone says a 240 at the rear is going to really affect your Sportster, I'd say not very much at all. Okay, let's open it up a little bit, drop it down, and as always with the Sportsters, you've got that nice bit of power. Nothing crazy, but it's just enough for what I need. Remember, it's not about going to A to B in the quickest time possible on these Harleys. It's about getting there in style. One of my favourite parts, slicing through the roundabout. Let's hope there's no oncoming cars. Doesn't look like. Oh, there's one. Okay, that's okay, that's okay. Let's go behind it. Okay, leaning in. Little bit of back brake. Nice. Open it up. Beautiful. So I'm now on a 60-mile-an-hour limit road. One of the things I look for, the vibrations, feeling out the suspension, and at the moment the thing feels solid. It's really, really good. No vibrations coming through the handlebars, which I'm quite surprised at, if I'm honest. No vibrations on the foot pegs, and the suspension, I must admit, compared to the Monster, again, that bike had the travel stiffened quite a bit. This is at the stock setting, so for my body weight it's probably pretty good. So yeah, overall it's feeling great. I am happy like a bug in a rug at the moment. This thing is just sick. I'm gonna have a lot of time spent cleaning on it, though. That's the show. But yeah, I'm really surprised, guys. Suspension feels good. Well, not good, but fine. Bars feel great. Handling is good. So overall, I'm having a really good experience. Just going through a couple of twisties. What I'm noticing is that, I don't know what it is, I think with the bars, it just feels a lot easier to manage. And I think because from a body positioning perspective, your hands are up here. So in terms of shifting your weight, you're kind of more in control from my perspective. But, I mean, listen to this noise. I'm going to drop it down a bit. I mean, it's a cracking noise. He's going for it a little bit. Gotta remember, I got new tyres on this. But God, it feels good. Let's open it up. Woohoo! It roars. Absolute beauty. One of the things I did notice on that, and this is not extremely powerful at all, no stretch of the imagination, but with the seat it's quite flat, and I was definitely getting pushed back a bit. But look at this view, guys, out in the country, can you hear my voice? Okay, so I'm going to shoot you guys a fun fact for today's vlog. Did you know that all Harley Davidson brakes, including this one, the calipers, are made by Brembo? I didn't know that, but I do now. So here we go into another 60. Let's see what it's like. It's a little bit bumpy around here, but it's all good stuff to test the Harleys. Taking a right, leaning it in, open it up. Nice, then into the left. Good. What I love about the Sportster is that you can get such a good lean on it, and it's such a light bike as well. Had to really lean into that one. That's why I went quiet for a second. But anyway, going over this part of the test, and it's a bit of a test on the suspension. Yes, it's obviously quite tough at the front, but in the rear I'm not getting those jolts. It is taking it quite well, actually. The one thing that I've got to keep on reminding myself is that I am meant to be embedding this engine in. It always goes to pot when you're on a bike. But it's just great to get a little bit of dryness back in the UK. Last week it was awesome, but I was working and I couldn't have taken the bike out anyway. But man, today, woo, best thing for depression, get on a motorbike. Okay, coming into the twisty, so it's a sharpish left and sharpish right. Let's see what this handle's like. Left, then right. Okay, I had to brake a little bit more. Bear in mind that I've got new tyres on this thing. Dropping it down a bit, leaning in left, pretty aggressive. Nearly a bit of scrapage on the pegs then, and then opening it up. Woo! So overall, guys, really happy with the bike. The weather's starting to turn now. My spidey, rainy UK sense is tingling. So I'm going to get PhatG back home. But guys, I've had an absolute blast today. So here's to an end of another great vlog. Well, from my perception anyway. Thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Just to give you a heads up, one of the next vlogs that I'll be doing is not going into these cyclists. Will be the test review on the FXDR Stage 4 117. So looking forward to getting my hands on Chris's bike. Okay guys, take care, all the best. Motonewbrider.